We on.
All right? We like to give all praises to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Kakwadash.
Once again, double honors to our apostles, honors to our bishops, our elders, and the honors to the Akim that's pushing this truth out week in and week out throughout the four corners of the earth. All right? Because salvation is about to be soon for the nation of Israel. The Lord is about to judge this world and ultimately judge America, the United States of America. All right? The lights are going to be turned off in America soon.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 12, verse 3. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble.
The keepers of the house, the elites, all right? You politicians, got it.
Right. And the strong men shall bow themselves.
Strong men, your military, your Navy SEALs, your SEAL Team 6, your Rangers, your snipers, all of that, and then down the ranks, you tough guys. Y'all gonna be like women.
Yeah,
Yep.
Right. And the grinders cease.
Grinders cease. It's not gonna be any employment, no work. Whether you are employee, or your own business or your entrepreneur, all those opportunities gonna be shut off.
Because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened.
No views, no hopes for tomorrow, no visions for the future, no tomorrow. We always have tomorrow. It ain't gonna be no tomorrow. For that all prosperity gonna be done away with.
And the door shall be shut in the streets.
And the doors shall be shut in the streets. So business is gonna be shut off. The hospitals gonna be closed up. All right? And the Lord is gonna let these elites shut things off. You know what I mean? I done seen hospitals go out of business. With my own eyes, I seen hospitals go out of business. Hospitals that have patients come in, that have people with bullet wounds go in. So if that can happen to a hospital, that can happen anywhere, man.
Says that the door shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird.
The voice of the bird in the ancient world, you rise up to the bird. Now this is now this is an alarm clock now. You know, and everybody got their own individual alarm clock you can have right in your bed, your phone. You know what I mean?
It says, it's low and and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low.
And the daughters of music, all this music is low quality now, man. It's done away with. There's no creativity no more. The creativity done dwindled. Look at the women used to be covered up a little bit. They wasn't really revealing too much. Remember, you had Tracy Spencer, you had Sharnice, and all of them. Now you got Sexy Red and all of this.
Trash.
They showing everything, man. You know what I mean? They showing the camel toe. They cooking.
You know something? You like this shit. What's her name again? She was a trooper from the Bronx.
Cardi B?
Yeah, she was like, yeah, she said her daughter, she don't allow her daughter to listen to her music. Why is that? Why, Cardi B? Why you don't allow your daughter to listen to your music? Why? Is it because you know that it's trash? That it indoctrinates people? It's just a standard, a phony standard where you saying that you don't need no man, but you yourself, you married. I don't cook and clean, but yeah, you married and you show videos, you cooking and cleaning for your husband?
She already committed adultery.
But you understand what I'm saying, bro? But why you don't have your daughter listen to your music? Why? Why your daughter is not allowed to listen to your music? You know it indoctrinates them. Here it is, you say you don't need no man, you don't cook and clean, but yet you showing videos you cook and clean for your husband. But you put these songs out, independent woman, you don't need no man, but here it is, you cooking and cleaning for your man. But you setting the stage for these women that's fucking brainless to watch it being indoctrinated by your music. But you don't allow your daughter to listen to that music. Why is that?
Hypocrite.
You a fucking hypocrite, you fucking bitch.
My whole job is to pollute the minds of the Israelites.
Here it is. You got you got this venomous bitch, Sexy Red, talk about all this other crazy, mind-boggling bullshit. Here it is. Here it is. I saw a video of some 5 and 6-year-olds twerking off Sexy Red. Where did they learn that shit from? Where did the fuck they learn the twerk on videos of Sexy Red? Where did they learn that shit from? They didn't learn it from their father. They learned it from watching their mother twerk their ass on videos. That's why they twerking now. At a young age of 5 and 6. Where did they learn that shit from? They didn't learn it from their father. They didn't learn it from their grandfather. They sure hell learned from their grandmother. Where did they learn that shit from?
But this is what happens when you have so-called freedom. When you have that democracy, that capitalism, and that freedom. That all goes under freedom. Under that word freedom, and this is when you have people, the household is broken up, and you have women that's doing whatever they want to do, and you don't have the man can't really leave the house.
Sirach 25 and 25.
Woo! I had that scripture on.
Right.
Look at that, look at that.
Give the water no passage.
Now, give the water no passage, like, and watch this.
Neither a wicked woman liberty to get abroad.
And you don't have a woman should have that liberty to get abroad. Whether she got to be on her house, on her father's rule until her father gives her off to her husband. You know what I mean? This stops off whoredom. This stops off adultery. It minimizes that. It minimizes it. You know what I mean?
It minimizes to the point because there's no father in the house nowadays, man. Because you got these so-called strong, independent black women that raising homosexuals and thug-ass niggas to go to the penitentiary, man. That's what they're raising. They're raising homosexuals, effeminate men, and thug-ass niggas that's emotional to go to the penitentiary, man. And then when their son get killed, my son was a lovely kid. He didn't do nothing.
He was impulsive like his mother.
Shit, you raised him. You taught him how to be emotional and deal with emotions, man. And
now,
that's
hold up. The woman is never, the woman don't take accountability when the nigga's a fucking jail nigga. But when he's so-called successful, she takes that responsibility.
Right.
But when he's a piece of shit, she don't take that responsibility.
When he's a football player,
here,
when he's
man.
getting drafted to the NFL, when he's being drafted to the NBA, now she's full front and center taking responsibility. I raised him. He's a strong black man.
I seen my younger cousin
It's fucking bullshit.
ridicule their daughters. I'm like, yo, y'all out of order. That's why that's why a lot of family don't really we clash because me, I say whatever I want. Go tell your man.
Let me just say this real quick before you bring this up real quick.
No, it's the same scripture, but we didn't break down the first part.
It says,
give the water no passage.
give the water no passage. Slack it real quick. Give the water no passage. Give a wicked woman liberty to guide abroad and do what she want to do out here, man. That's giving the water passage, man.
Well, like a leaky faucet.
Yeah.
And eventually that little drop will corrode.
It's going to build up.
It's going to corrode. So, like if you look at women didn't just up in one day walk around half naked. It was very gradual. Remember there was like no bathing suits, and they went from that to a one piece, and then went to a two piece, and then went to bikinis. Now you got new beaches.
When you go to the 30s, you had the Virginia Slims. Virginia Slim was targeted to men, but they was like, okay, to get more gratification, to get more wealth out of this, we're going to target women. So you had women posing with Virginia Slims and what's the other one? There was another cigarette that they used, Marlboros, to gather the women in. You know what I mean? And make it, smoking was frowned upon by women. Now
you got women walking around with leggings. Leggings are so common and casual, but if you really look at it, it's like it gives a woman whole shape away. You can see the panty line through it.
You can see a lot.
And you know what I think about too, bro? I'm in the gym, right? And I'm like, women are truly perverts because men don't go in the gym and work out shirtless. They'll completely stop you. But women are in the gym technically shirtless. They have a sports bra on. But that's it. Like, they will nothing. It's a sports bra. So in my head, I'm like, they're working out right now shirtless, basically.
Like I'm in a fucking. Excuse me, I know you brothers. You brothers. Look, I'm in a. What's that shit called? A post office. About to send a certified mail, And the chick just keep fucking bending down every few seconds and pick up the bag. I'm like, I'm about to tell her, yo, just hold the fucking bag. Every few steps you keep on bending, and I gotta be like this, right? I gotta move to the side.
I'm gonna look because if he showed me something, I'm gonna look.
No, man.
I'm gonna look.
But now, there's another thing y'all didn't notice. The little boy that they had, Joshua or whatever,
he was watching.
He was about to come over here.
He was watching.
Now, how we been on low-life rap niggas, they will let him come over here. You get what I'm saying?
And the mom was like, nah.
How we been like Jim Jones or somebody?
Yeah.
And had our pants.
He was trying to come over.
I know, he turned around, he's watching.
Down here, you had our pants down here, you know what I mean? With the fucking blunt roll or whatever shit in our ear. They would have let him come over here.
But the mom was
come over
like,
here, Joshua.
Maybe the Most High may have mercy on that little dude because he
wasn't laughing, he was coming to here.
He was coming over here.
Yeah.
They stopped him like, yo, nah, come here. You ain't going over there.
He was coming to listen
Them
sincerely.
We already know who they are. They the Israel. They're the Israelite niggas, man.
We talking about the little boy that they had. He wasn't playing. He was coming to listen.
The little boy that came out the car right here.
He was like, he was
trying to come over here.
Yeah.
She grabbed his hand and walked him off. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And he tried to
be.
be smooth with coming over here.
He tried to
and
come
she
over
just
here.
stopped him real quick.
But
May
anyway,
the Lord have mercy on him.
Get the water more passes.
That's it, bro.
That was it.
On the boy. You know?
All right, so because you got, hey, not the first look what the brother was going into, but we was going into how Americans will be judged, but it's happened that spirit switch to these women, you know what I mean? And how they interacted with each other, you know what I mean? Yeah.
I was going to give a real quick testimony going back to the scripture that the brother brought out about, women. I went to a family barbecue last summer, and my little niece, she calls me daddy, but my little niece or whatever it is, and all the women were there dancing, playing songs, shaking their ass, and then she started doing the same. So I'm like, I said, cut it out, get up. I told her just, sit her ass down. So all the women like, what are you doing? Don't talk to her like that. And she was like, oh, daddy didn't want me dancing. I was like, you're not gonna have her shaking her ass while I'm here. I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. I even told my mom, no, she gonna sit down. So it was like, a lot of times when you don't have a man that has some common sense to lay down order, these women run wild. And when I spoke to them, half of them I didn't even know, but I was like, I don't care. I'm speaking with authority. You wanna go be a hoe, my little niece is not dancing. It's as simple as that.
Twerking this shit, you know what I'm saying? Because she's falling behind you. Like I said, you seen these videos with these women twerking, and I seen them 5-year-old and 6-year-old dancing instead of twerking. Where did they learn that shit from? They ain't learning from the internet. They learning from their motherfucking mothers.
Yeah, their mothers and their aunts sometimes.
And grandma, shit.
Yeah.
I saw that Sean Apostle with the hard did when he was applying to what's Diana Ross's daughter name?
Yeah. She's 52 years old, showing her titties in them and have her legs open. Like that's gonna.
What he was saying was, Apostle was saying like women can't make their own decisions. This is why in the ancient world, either the father guided the decisions or the husband. Because look at most of these women out here, they can't keep a man. They don't know what the fuck. They don't know how to pick. Tracy Ellis Ross, she still look fine as hell in her 50s.
She got a fat ass.
And she got a nice ass, nice body. But she's good for just that. And she has this mindset where she's refusing to settle at 52. Now, there's a problem.
She wanna get married.
She's the one from Players Club, right?
But yo, bro, check it out.
No, she from that sitcom.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. Big ass eyes.
She wants to get married. There's a man out there, there's many men out there willing to marry her. But she's saying those men are on her level. Now, the thing is this. Men and women are different because a man at her level has way more options and is not looking to date her.
To settle for her.
Why would he settle for a woman at 50-something when if he's 50 and he got his shit and he's up there, he can get one of these other joints and have kids with him. Go ahead, bro.
Precept. This is
That's
Sirach,
beautiful, bro.
chapter 7, verse 24. It says, Hast thou daughters, have a care of their body, and show not thyself cheerful towards them.
Yeah, you know what? The scriptures tell you that the father will sleep thinking about his daughter.
Yeah.
And man, can't nothing be more devastating than to raise your daughter and see her on OnlyFans. You felt like you just wasted your entire life,
And then
bro.
you had an episode on First and Fifth where the dude was actually asked a woman. He was like, "Yo," he said, "I'm proud. My mother and father could be proud of what I do. I got a podcast. I make money. But let me ask you a question. You got OnlyFans. Do you think your father? Will you be proud to show your father what you're doing? Would you accept to see? Were you willing to accept your father watching your OnlyFans, showing your body? She was like, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
Some of them
I
probably
wouldn't
wouldn't even
cut it. So that means you know you're doing something wrong.
And read the scripture again real quick, though.
Yep. This is
Because America took away this liberty. Go ahead.
yep. This is Sirach chapter 7, verse 24. It says, "Hast thou daughters?
Yeah.
Have a care of their body, and show not thyself careful towards them."
Exactly. You can't be, because you know what's going to
Look,
happen. They're
for
going
example,
to equal and they're going to
look at
start
that.
doing whatever. Exactly. See that?
Bunch of young chicks down there in fucking booty shorts, pum-pum shorts, short ass skirts.
Yo, bro, on my way over here, I'm about to say on my way to work, but this is a
Man, this is
scripture,
word. This is word.
Bro, I'm driving and I see this like young Edomite chick. She had the booty shorts and the cheek was out. I'm just like, man, you know, I got a daughter, so I'm like, man, you're supposed to really take that belt off. Wow, you know?
Right.
But in America, you gotta be careful, bro, because they'll take your child away. You can get locked up when you doing what's according to the scriptures.
Let me just say this right here, real quick. The other day, today is what? Today is Saturday, Thursday. I'm walking to get me some wine, and it was a nice day out there. You know what I'm saying? Even though it was raining, but it stopped raining and the sun was out. So you know, when the weather was nice, women dress how they want to dress. This chick put up a skirt and moved a motherfucking car that she crossed the street. She was in the wrong, and the car blown over because he got the light. She turned around, pulled her skirt up and mooned him. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy. She had a nice body. She was a teenager. You could tell she was young. Because in a woman, you know, but then again, you don't know. But I could tell she was a teenager because her friends was laughing. They was like, oh, you crazy. She was like, fuck that nigga.
And if you would have hopped out the car and took her ass,
I mean, but she bent down. She stopped in front of him, blowing the horn. She's in the wrong. She's crossing the street while the light is green. She bent over her fucking, picked up her skirt and mooned the dude, bro. I looked at that shit, I was like, God damn. And she had a nice body too. She was young though. I'm like, God damn, man. No order, but to them, that's funny. You know what I mean? It is what it is, you know what I mean?
I'm finishing up.
Yeah, you go.
Yeah, verse 25. It says, "Marry thy daughter, and so shalt thou have performed a weighty matter, but give her to a man of understanding."
So you're supposed to pick. Just like the apostle was saying, a man is supposed to pick. And man, this is why society's so fucked up, bro. Because women have choices, and they don't technically need a man to survive. But so they don't need a man. So guess what? They want a man. And when they want a man, they all want the same kind of man. They're not like us. We want a variety. We might want a tall chick, a short chick, a skinny chick, a fat chick. They have this archetype of a man they want, and it's just creating a bunch of confusion and bullshit, bro. And this shit gotta end, bro. Go ahead. That's all we got. Look, the Muslim countries over there. They far more in order. And you can see why Ishmael is willing to blow himself up to have his society turn to this.
But you have Esau over there trying to turn Ishmael's society to that society. Women got all kind of women rights and everything.
Ishmael is not going to capitulate, bro. The scriptures tell you he's a wild man. Go ahead.
Right.
This is Isaiah chapter 29, verse 16. It says, "Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as
That's
a
a
potter's
so-called
plate."
white man. He turned out the right order. The right order is the Bible. All right? Now, as wisdom and understanding of the Bible, that's the right order of laws. And the so-called white man reversed everything and turned it opposite. You know what I mean? And that's what he does. So he gives women liberty. He gives them rulership where they can rule over men and be equal to men. All right? He gives children where they can buck up against their parents. You know what I mean? So you can't govern your household, man, under the so-called white man freedom.
Marvel not, you got a daughter or a son, and they transgress against you and start coming up against you when they get like 12, 13 years old, 14 years old, they start rebelling. Those are the ages where they start rebelling. You know what I mean? Even though you did for them, but they're being influenced by social media, being influenced by you may have a child and you both parents in the household, but they may have friends, but it's just a single mother. So they're being influenced all the time.
And women are like this. They like followers.
Yeah.
So if they get around a bunch of friends and they talking about doing this and doing that, she's gonna feel left out and want to do it as well. There was a movie on
FOMO,
Netflix.
fear of missing out.
Yeah, FOMO. That's right, brother. There's a show on Netflix right now with Jamie Foxx and Cameron Diaz, where they're like former CIA agents. and their daughter lied, saying, "Oh, I was gonna go study," but they found her in a club underage drinking. And you know what she said when she got caught? She was like, "Oh, I'm sorry." She was like, "But XYZ can still do it." So it shows you. You know what I'm saying? Like they're looking at, "Oh, my friend's able to do it. Why can't I do it?" They're not thinking like.
They're not thinking with logic. Because women don't think with logic. They think with emotions, you know? And that's why women need guidance, man. It goes back to guidance, having a strong father in the household, man. And nowadays, the women put that facade on like they're the strong mother and father. If you can't raise a man, why do you think you got a bunch of men in the cemetery or in jail, or you got a lot of effeminate men? Because why? They think with their emotions.
Yeah, they're impulsive and they don't hold restraints. You know what I mean? They're impulsive. You gotta think things out instead of just be willing to go get carnal.
Is it me or is
You know
it
what I mean?
It's a lot of dust
that shit
blowing
running
around.
in
It's a
my
lot of
eye
dust.
too, man. I just hope it don't keep happening.
It's from the gravel on the floor over there because they're cutting up the road.
Yeah, it is.
like, is it
But
me?
yeah, so these men, they get impulsive, and that's a woman, like, those are women
Women
responses
traits.
and things like
Traits.
that, you know?
Traits of women, man.
But like, perfect example, this is a poor one, but I was my side hustle, like after work I put up flyers, and then I have to take a picture to show that I did it, the location or whatever. So I'm doing that, nigga woman comes by. Did you get a good angle? Meaning I'm taking selfies. So I looked, I was like, you know what? I did say I'm taking pictures of work I'm doing. So I saw another dude there. I'm like, yo, you see this shit? She just talking shit, not knowing what's going on. That's these women. They always running their mouth. And then when something happened to them, not me, I ain't doing shit. I let the Lord deal with you. But another dude do something to them. People like, yo, how could he do that to that woman? They always running off with their mouths, man. They don't know what I could have just lost my child and going through some shit.
Proverbs 16 and 32.
Sorry.
He that is slow to anger is better than the mighty.
Yeah, he that slow to anger better than mighty. You're calculating and you're not just going to jump off the deep end. You got to control over your spirit. You know what I mean? You like a city that's well guarded if you got to control over your spirit.
Yeah, it says, and he that ruleth the spirit, than he that taketh the city.
And, yeah, he that ruleth the spirit, because you real calculated. You know, for example, remember the Godfather Michael? He was calculated. And he taught his nephew, Michael taught his nephew in the third one, Andy Garcia, to think like that. It took a while, but he got him to that.
So,
but yeah.
So it's more honorable to conquer yourself than to conquer somebody else.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it is, because that's how a lot of people in the trading industry, they fall victim because they impulsive and they don't and they fear missing out, fear and greed, and they don't have the psychology part down pat. That's just my opinion.
I know that. Fucking up
Yeah.
myself.
And that shit is true, bro.
Yeah, emotional, man. Proverbs 25 and 28. He that has no rule over his own spirit is like a city that is broken down and without walls.
Yeah, you're a city that's broken down and you can easily be penetrated and invaded. The emotions is not guarded, man. You're not thinking logically and doing your homework. Yo, look, man. Everything calls for a reaction or a response.
Right.
Just let that go.
One more. By the way, brothers, you know what I'm doing? Switch AI. So I go to Grok AI. Can I get KGV and apocryphal verses about ruling your spirit, control your emotions? Speak the scriptures.
Yeah. One more thing. Also, you ain't letting things get under your skin because it's a sign of weakness if you're impulsive all the time, man. That's weakness.
Yeah, well, here it goes. Ecclesiastes 7 and 9. Be not hasty in thy spirit to be angry, for anger resteth in the bosom of fools.
Yeah, anger resteth in the bosom of fools, man. This business, don't be emotional.
See a lot of the niggas drop dead in the club. Why? Nigga brush me more. I ain't gonna take that.
I ain't gonna take that. Oh, you worried about perception of what other people are saying.
Right. Now you painted us a wall on some fucking hood somewhere.
Yeah.
He was an
A
ex-wife.
memorial.
Yeah, you impulsive.
Stupid. Certain niggas get
You
up.
on
Now there's a candle lit for your dumb ass.
Right.
Yo, what you doing? You gonna let them talk to you like that?
You know what, too,
Yeah.
bro? You gotta think like this too, because there's certain niggas, they're so warped in their mind, they go in the club looking for a nigga to test them so they can show out for some bitch. This is what's really going down.
Yeah.
And time and time again, when these two forces meet, it's just a recipe for disaster.
Real quick, I was gonna say, no matter how tough you think you are, it's always somebody tougher.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody tougher than the bullet.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't tougher than the tough bomb bullet, man. You could be tough, you could think you're tough, but when somebody that's a weakling got a gun on him and you whooping his ass, and he pulled out that gun and shoot you in your fucking head or shoot you in your chest.
Yeah, like King Vaughn.
Yeah.
Remember he was fighting that nigga? That other rapper nigga, he got beat with, and then the other nigga came out, pop, pop, pow.
Because you know, King Von was running, and it's like,
He was fucking that dude
no,
up.
he was fucking the dude up, but when he got shot, he ran away trying to get away. He ran to the car, you know, but collapsed.
He ain't run fast enough.
Then now he's already shot. What he did was when he's beating the dude ass, he shot the dude. The dude shot him. When the dude shot him,
Yeah, so he was beating up Quando Rondo, and then Lil Tim, the other rapper, shot the nigga.
and he tried to run away. He tried to run away because he was already shot.
Lil 10 killed the King of all.
That was a fucking fatal blow. 'Cause he got shot in the chest. So that was like a fatal blow. So it was like only minutes before his heart bled out. You know what I mean? He fell and collapsed. You know what I mean?
How many niggas did he kill? So,
Yeah. That was the Most High's judgment upon that nigga,
so,
man.
bro.
And then people worrying about public opinion or you looking weak like you ain't tough.
Yeah,
This was words, man. You don't worry about that.
Yo, bro, I remember when I was in Jamaica, me and my wife we was in Jamaica, and she was bringing it up. She was like, yo, babe, you played it so smart because some nigga in Jamaica, like, we was going to do the boat shit, and something fell apart with the deal. And he's like, no, do it. We don't like people like. So he pushed me.
Oh, yeah, now you
But
got
I was just like, walked away. Now I'm gonna fuck this nigga up one-on-one, but you gotta be stupid. You're in a country, yeah, I'm Jamaican so-called, but I'm not, I don't know, we're in a vacation spot, I don't know, this nigga probably was the point. You gotta think like that. But you know what? He was thinking he's in front of his woman. I'm gonna get a reaction out of him. He ain't get shit out of him. Like, I just walked away. I was like, all right, well, I walked away.
See, he missed out on money that he needed.
But like, let's say I went back and forth, question that. Now, shit, your mind never came back. You know what I'm saying? But that's the point. Some niggas, especially when they're from their woman, they'll do stupid shit. Now, mind you, that's different than self-defense. Somebody starts attacking your family, so you defend your family. But if somebody trying to get a reaction out of you and shit,
trying to get a rise out of you.
Go ahead. I was like, oh, shit.
Trying to get a rise out of you. You know what I mean? Trying to get you to go walk. That was a demon that jumped on that nigga.
All you gotta do, bro, show your spirit, put up the curses, all right? And that's it, bro. Let the Most High deal, because like this brother was going into, some people care about what people think. Like, oh man, I'm gonna look like a pussy.
Man, fuck that. I'll be a
Fuck that
pussy.
shit. You gotta think smart, bro. You gotta think like,
You get emotional, that 15 seconds of emotional
life-changing
outburst
decision,
is gonna
I
lead to a lifetime of pain, bro.
I saw the homies on the train, right? So my whole thing is I was trying to figure out what neighborhood they was from. I didn't say nothing. I'm just talking shit, just going on the train. They didn't touch me or nothing, just popping shit or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I ain't say nothing. Don't you know the main dude that was talking shit, I saw him by himself. You know what I mean? I saw him by himself like an hour later. No tough guy talk, no none of that shit. You know what I mean?
As
Like,
quiet as the church.
you know what I
mouse, man.
mean? So it's like, but I didn't do nothing to him. You know, I just see where he from, and most likely, I know the people he take orders from. You know what I mean? You see, but the thing is, we ain't on that dumb shit. These niggas is into. You know what I mean? Nobody is no threat. Nobody move on you or want to do nothing. Let them talk their shit.
So Proverbs chapter 22, verse 24, it says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go.
Yeah, don't make no friendship. Don't be having no disputes that you don't have to have. You can keep it moving. You know, be aware. Make sure nobody trying to do nothing to you. But don't be out arguing in the street and none of that shit. Nah, no. Shit happens in an instant. Let that shit go and keep it moving.
Like I said, 15 seconds of being emotional will 5 seconds of being emotional will cost you a lifetime of pain and anguish, man.
Or 6 feet under.
Because that 5 seconds of pain, that 5 seconds of being emotional, you pull out a knife and stab somebody, you pull out a gun and shoot somebody, they die, and now you going to jail for life.
And that's why I said 5 seconds, because there's a picture. This dude, like, you see him behind bars and shit, and he was like, 5 seconds changed my entire life. He got an altercation in the club, shot the nigga, and now you riding away for 5 seconds.
Yeah, and it says, make no friendship with an angry man, and with a furious man thou shalt not go. So yeah, man, on top of that, you gotta watch who you're around, man.
Yeah.
All right, you gotta
watch the company
around,
you keep, man.
You gotta watch the company you keep, man. Niggas out here. You know, when I was in the world, I cut off a couple people for that shit. Every time I go somewhere, you gotta get into some altercation. Oh, I gotta back you up. You wanna do all of that, man. So you gotta watch the company.
That's why when I came in this truth, everybody that was in the world that didn't understand me, never saw that I was changing. Oh, the dude going to bed now. The dude, I mean, yeah, you bugging out, man. You like a freak right now. You got a bed. Everybody getting shape ups. I'm not getting no shape ups. That was in the process of me, growing and changing from the old man to the new man. But they didn't see that because they was worldly. So now here it is. Most of them dudes that was ridiculing me, it was clowning me, so to speak. They either locked up, some got put to death. Some, I seen one dude that I grew with. He's homeless. I bought him a pizza, She was like, he was fucked up. I bought him a pizza and gave him a bottle of water. He wanted a Coke. So I'm not gonna buy you no Coke, bro. That shit is dangerous, man. Take a bottle of water, get, bro.
Ecclesiasticus 6 and 7. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first.
Yeah, test him. You can see what kind of man this person is. Is he someone that go out looking for trouble? Is he a robber nigga? Is he somebody that's impulsive, that's ready to flip out on people and can't control his emotions, that could get you caught up into something? You gotta assess all of these. Act like you don't know what it is, but you test it.
Can I say something?
What man a person is
real quick? You said, you can read it again?
Yeah. If thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him.
Yeah, because you know what? When you in the world and you with these dudes, that's your boy. But when the Most High put the spirit on you, start acknowledging everything, and put the spirit on you to observe and to be circumspect, you start proving people, man. And you said this dude I ain't gonna hang out with this dude no more. This dude's a nigga, man. This dude's a fucking scumbag, man. So you fall back from him, and he started murmuring against other friends, and then everybody looking at you like you, like you the fucking alien with 10 heads. You got more?
For some man is a friend for his own occasion.
Hey, some men are a friend for their own occasion. Hey, you may have the benefit of you have a little extra money than these dudes have, and you're friends because they leeching off you because you the one every time it's out the party or if you're smoking weed, you buying all the weed, you buying all the liquor, you paying for everybody to get in the club. So they leeching off you. They're a friend for their benefit, not because they a true friend to you, but they just a friend for their benefit because they're getting something out of you. You got it.
It says, and will not abide in the day of thy trouble.
So now when you fall on hard times, man, do you think them same friends that was using you for your finances is gonna be next to you? Like, yo, bro, we got you, bro. No.
Talk shit about you.
They gonna talk shit. Oh, this nigga fell off, man. He ain't shit. He fell off. He gonna do this. He did that. He did that. And they gonna move on to the next fucking pocket that they can dig in. You know?
You gotta create like a radius, like a mental radius. Like,
Yeah,
all right,
right.
this person, I'm gonna keep him like in a 50-foot radius. This person, 30 foot. That person, 100 foot. Because in the world, you're gonna have to deal with niggas. You don't want to just be completely standoffish. Sometimes you might need them as well. So you gotta not need them, but you gotta socialize. You gotta do what everybody gotta do.
Use the world, don't abuse the world.
Exactly. So you gotta know how to. Alright, this person just said, "What's up? What's good, bro? Everything good? Alright, I'm out." It's not. Then you have a friend that you might have a conversation with. Then the highest friend is somebody that you can bring to your home. I'm saying that's when you gotta really prove it in the business. I'm saying so. There's levels to that shit. In terms of
Hell
how
fucking
close you have
Hell
somebody
yeah.
come to you, bro.
Because when you in this thing of ours, it's this truth, you circumspect and your eyes are open spiritually. So you can see when somebody is off and they got demons on them. even though he may be cool with you, or you go with this dude and you run into him again, and he start talking, and he's talking worldly shit, you this dude got demons on him, man. You can discern that, but you ain't gonna tell him that. You're just gonna stay away from him, man. I'm not gonna get your number, or if I get, or we exchange numbers. I'm gonna delete that shit immediately and not gonna call you. I'm gonna save your face and get your number while I'm in front of you, but when I walk away, I'm gonna delete that shit, man. I ain't gonna stay in contact with your ass, man, because you got spirits on you, man. I don't know if you can recall, bro. We was in a, I think with Wendy's, I ran into some dude that I grew up with. Remember, he had his daughter with him. And me and you was coming from the gym, and I was like, oh shit, what's up, man? You know what I'm saying? He was like, yo, he gave me his number. Yeah, I never called that dude, bro. Yeah, bro. Cause I ain't got no deal with him. Even though I knew his daughter, she was like 5. I knew she was young, but listen, I'm in this state of ours. You know what I'm saying? I'm in this truth. You know what I'm saying? You're not in the truth, so I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Wash my hands with people in the world.
It says again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of affliction.
Yeah, when you're afflicted, our adversary is known in prosperity and a friend in adversity. So you know what I mean? When you at your lowest, that's when you know who your friends are.
It's
You know what I
actually
mean?
rappers and celebrities.
Yeah.
They have an entourage when they're famous, and when they become regular citizens again, that entourage is gone. Not only is the entourage gone, but they just shit on you.
Yeah, they say you not relevant and all of that, man. You know what I mean? But look, man.
That shit is a fucking
That's
waste
how
of
come
flesh
those
right there.
athletes that have those, they be the ones that marry chicks before they really blow up, those chicks be sticking around.
They like Snoop Dogg and Ice Cube. Snoop Dogg, they was like, yo, why you never left your woman? Because she was with me, but I was nothing. Before I became a rapper, before I became Snoop Dogg, I was with her. I had 1 child with her. Now, we got 4 kids together, and she's stuck with me, so I'm not going to leave her. Because I became famous. And then, same thing with Ice Cube. This is the same thing. And him and this woman, before he became Ice Cube, before he became in NWA in the 80s, he was with that woman, high school sweethearts, and they still together to this very day. And they got mad kids together.
You know, Saquon Barkley, Patrick Mahomes, niggas be like, yo, they wives are mid. So what, niggas? So what? Fuck, bro, they can bad. You can just slam a bad bitch anytime you want.
Right.
Yeah. It's not about if she's mid or baddie, whatever. When it comes to wifing, you can't be looking like. See, again, man, gotta be logical, right? You can't be like, oh, she's bad, nigga. That's stupid because beauty is a depreciating asset. I don't give a fuck how fine she is. As time goes on, she's only gonna get less attractive, right? Because they get old, right? But so you should be looking for a valuable woman that her shit appreciates sometimes. So these women that's one, if she's with you before you make it, that means okay, she's taking a gamble on you. Like, you know what I'm saying? It should be hit or miss, and she just want to be with you. So at least you know, okay, there's some sort of if I lose it all, right? If I lose it all, at least we've been here before. Right?
I've seen it with family members growing up. They have the baddest female, but then they choose to stay with a female that everyone else don't approve of, and I'll be like, yo, I see why. She's loyal, she can do this, she can do that. I understand. I understood it, but I just keep my mouth shut.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And if them athletes, let's say you get famous and you meet a chick, she only knows you at that level.
Right.
So she only knows you for being on. She's never been with you through shit, bro.
Yeah,
Exactly.
see, you done built, you done set the foundation, you done dig the trench, the pit, and built into the bedrock. It's built the structure up, and she's there at the finished product.
Here it is, you got this woman that with you when you was down and out and had nothing, you was struggling, and she with you through thick and thin. Now you make it, and you choose to leave her. I mean, I stay with that woman too because that she showed me her loyalty because of the fact that when I didn't have nothing, when I was struggling, she was with me. Now I made it, she's still with me, and she not divorcing me for half of my shit. See, that's the difference, you know what I mean?
This is Proverbs chapter 12, verse 4. I'm going to read in the NLT. It says, a worthy wife is a crown for her husband, but a disgraceful woman is like a cancer in his bones.
That's right.
Man, it's hard to find a worthy wife, bro.
Yep.
Brothers, you gotta compromise. You can't really go for looking for a woman like it's an ancient world. Like look how she not, brother. You can't do that. You know what I'm saying? Because you only gonna fuck yourself, bro. Like
We're not in those times.
Exactly. Just like you gotta judge women like how Sean judging us. Like we're far from how we was in the ancient world. Going off, you know what I'm saying? So that same sort of grace that the Lord gives, you got to give that to the woman that you're choosing, bro. You got to compromise, bro. She's not gonna be dressing head to toe. Cause guess what? You can do that. You can have a cover of eyes, and bitch can still commit adultery. So, you know what I'm saying? And you gotta kind of have give and takes and compromise.
She might celebrate a birthday or Christmas. You might have to. You might have to.
Like, you might be like, fuck it, just like.
Tell her you got a bad experience. You don't wanna. You can't deal with that.
My wife, bro, she set up a Christmas tree, right? Now, when I first came in this truth, I'd have been very aggressive. Hell no. But now you realize, like, just fucking man, like, just let him be, bro. Because at the end of the day, I've realized too, it's better to have a chick that kind of is not really into this thing like that, bro. You just want her to be into you. You know what I'm saying? You don't want no woman that's.
And the apostles
you're
always
gonna
say
teach
that.
me right now. You
And
don't
the
want
apostles always say that, man.
bro.
You want a woman that's in the world and not even in the truth, man.
Deal with a woman the same way we seek after the Lord. You want a woman that's seeking after you that way.
That's right.
Like she can follow your coattails and shit, but you know, look what happened with this nigga, Pegasus. His ex-woman,
my dear.
whatever, right?
Yeah.
That bitch came out and she's revealing all the secrets and bringing out scriptures.
Well, what I'm gonna do, he taught her the scriptures, but what he did was, he allowed her to get a leverage over him because what she did was all them text messages she screenshot them shits. She said, you know what? I'm gonna hold on to these shits because women are vindictive like that. I'm gonna make sure that I got a leverage over him. I got something over his head. So if he get out of line,
I can blackmail him probably.
I can expose him. And she did that. And she did that. And then
now all Israel, now you like getting the ball played.
and now it was like she had everything, but it's like, yo, she said, am I the only one bending you over? He was like yeah, only you.
I read it.
And then,
I read it.
And then he was like, Naya put his finger. She finger popped me, but that was as far as it went. She only finger popped me. Nigga, you a fucking sick motherfucker. You a freak, nigga. You sick, nigga. You sick, man. Something wrong with you, man. You sick. You a homosexual, man. With homosexual desires, man. You let a woman bust up your back.
Bent you over.
Mud buddy. You a fucking
Buddy.
You a mud bucket, nigga.
I'm sorry. I had to do it. Why you start laughing now?
Not because it's the truth though, man. You let this motherfucker bitch. She said it. He said it. He said, now your only finger. She put a finger in, but that's as far as it went. Cause she asked him, did anybody else bend you over?
She put the nigga like in a baby pamper position. You know when babies get their pamper changed and get their ass clean?
What she did was
in a freedom position.
No, what she did was
Sorry,
she
brother.
took his
I'm
ankles, she took his feet and put it by his ears and shit, you know what I mean?
But you know what it is? They've been having
that shit is fucked up,
they've been having this philosophy teaching that saying that a man's G-spot is in his asshole.
Get the fuck out
So
of here,
that's what.
man.
But I don't agree with him. I'm just saying like that's another form of bullshit that Esau been weaponizing to make it
Man, let me tell
okay
you something
for
now,
these
man.
men to partake in those sexual acts.
Yeah, he was
He
saying
was like, you gotta understand, I never watched pornography, I never dealt with prostitutes, so I came to a camp that said it was okay. So my shit was, all right, so how come you the only one that turned out like that?
Right.
I go to brothels. I'm gonna be real. I go to brothels, I get my shit off. I ain't trying to let no bitch in no brothel peg me. You out of your fucking mind, nigga. Bring the scripture out.
You're the only one that out of all these members that joined Great Millstone, you're the only one that left with a porn addiction.
No.
Nigga, when we watch porn, you release and get your mind clear. That's supposed to be it. Nigga.
You the
Now-
only one that left with a desire to have your wife bring forth the seed of the devil, with a fetish of having a nigga woman fuck an Edomite man, and you the only one that left out of Great Millstone that want to get pegged and butt fucked by a woman. If you play with the pole, if you playing with the hole, let a woman, you play with the pole, so you get pegged.
That's the type of nigga that could never take full accountability, man. Go back to the scripture.
This is Sirach chapter 9 verse 1. It says, be not jealous over the wife of thy bosom, and teach her not an evil lesson against thyself.
And that's what he did, man. He taught her an evil lesson against himself by texting, and she froze, she screenshot all that shit. She knew that she gonna hold. I got some leverage over this nigga. If he buck up and get out of line, I'm gonna expose him. And many women have brought men down because men are weak when it comes to certain women, man. She brought him down, man. You a weak motherfucker, bro, for that bitch, man.
Yeah, also, well, as the brother was saying, man, sometimes it's better that your woman is not in the truth.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly,
So
bro.
You don't want to be teaching her too much, you know what I mean? And
she used it against you.
Use it against you.
So you right, bro. Sometimes, bro, you just gotta let it go, bro. If you living with your woman and she in the world, bro, and she wanna deal with Easter, I'm gonna go to church on Easter Sunday, and you wanna go to church and worship Cesare Borgia, go ahead. I see you. I see when you come back. Just don't bring that shit back to me. You know? Then I'm gonna check you on that. But I'm gonna let you do you. You in the world, you stay in the world. I'm not with you because I'm trying to convert you to be an Israelite woman, because that's gonna turn out to be against me, detrimental to me. So what I'm gonna do is let you be in the world. I'm gonna continue in my faith.
Keep your basic laws, you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? When you're on your period, when it's the Sabbath, stuff that you can keep, no pork, no shrimp, no what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
in terms of like Bible study class, I'll me personally,
Now, once you cook some shrimp or pork in that goddamn skillet, that's your skillet. I'm gonna buy my own skillet. You keep that skillet for you. That's your skillet.
Quarantine.
Am I lying, bro?
Nah, it's quarantine. No fly zone. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. If you cook some shrimp and pork in that skillet right there, I'm gonna buy another skillet. But this is my skillet. It's only for beef, lamb, and goat. Don't cook no goddamn shrimp in my goddamn skillet and no pork in my skillet. Cause I'm not eating no shrimp and no pork.
That's one thing I would totally cross. I would not cross that. Like you can't. If I'm a woman with a woman, she gotta keep the dietary laws. Cause we share the same utensils and shit
Exactly.
like that. So
That's what I'm saying.
saying?
So you gotta be on understanding that you cannot cook no shrimp, pork, lobster in my shit. And you feel the need to eat that shit, you go get it steamed. And you get plastic forks if you want to eat that shit. If you feel the need to eat that shit, you go to the fish market and get it steamed and eat that shit with plastic forks, and you throw that shit out immediately. And you got to brush your teeth, you ain't gonna kiss me for a minute. Am I lying, bro?
Detox.
Are you right?
Quarantine.
That's how I would do it. Cause you had my woman, she eat that shit, you know what I'm saying? But you know what? That's what she into. I'm not gonna stop, I'm not trying to convert her. She just did for purposes of fulfilling my needs. That's it. That's it. I ain't got no kids by her. She's only did for one reason. To serve needs to my ding-a-ling. You slack it, bro.
Hey, man. Listen, man. That's your business.
I'm just fucking slacky, man. You know?
Hey, nah, woman will come dumpsters. I remember when Tom Lakers used to say that, and then somebody called in, and it was a woman. She was on emotion. She's like, "How is your mama coming? Would you like it? Somebody call your mama come dumpster?"
Probably was.
She was a come dumpster for my dad.
I remember that right there. The bitch hung up on him and shit.
They sexual objects. If you look at a woman, bro, like if you just look at a woman, nothing about that is spiritual. It's all carnal.
He said she
Curves,
hung.
the titties, the ass.
She hung up.
All that stuff when you're dealing with a woman is for the flesh, bro. Really.
Yeah.
You know, so this whole spiritual, bring the woman in the truth. Y'all niggas.
Man, I ain't
bugged
doing that
out,
shit,
bro.
man.
The scriptures, when you read about children, it's not even children, it's sons, bro. Because this thing is for the men. What's that? Is the flock of my pastors are men.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
So this really is for men, and it's up to the man if he wants to teach his woman or not. You don't really gotta teach her shit. You know, only thing you gotta teach is some new positions.
But also, you gonna lay the law down that listen, we living together, so these are the dietary laws. If you like what you like, all right. But these pots and pans, you're not gonna put no abominable foods in these pots and pans, but I gotta eat out of it. So you wanna get some food, if you feel the need to have shrimp, lobsters, moors, oysters or whatever the fucking seafood that you eat as a bamboo, you go get it steamed and you throw that shit out, that tray out when you finish. And you eat out of plastic forks. That's it.
You lay down the foundation of the house.
Verse 2, it says, "Give not thy soul unto a woman to set her foot upon thy substance.
That's right. Because when you marry these women, when you marry these hoes, and you get legal documents according to Esau, she's subject to half of what you got. But in the ancient world, when you give it a woman and you give and she don't and you feel like she not pleased to dwell with you, you let that bitch go. She don't leave with nothing, man. You keep the children and everything, man. She leave with nada.
She leave it what she wearing.
That's all she had.
Everything she had on. That's
Whatever
why
she
when
had
they got
on.
married and all that, they keep all the jewelry and shit, all that.
Whatever she had, when she got with you, it was she gonna leave, even though she had children with you, but them children belong to you. Now the women get the kids, man. But in the ancient world, the children belong to the man, the seed belongs to the man. So the woman, that's an incubator, man. Yeah, bro.
I got that. This is 1 Timothy 3. Also that one, the point is in 4. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth the good work.
That's right.
A bishop then must be blameless, the husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach.
That's right. After teach, good behavior, a good report, you know, having one wife, not multiple wives, because you got to focus on the truth, the bishopship, you know what I'm saying? The truth, you know what I'm saying? The akim, you know what I'm saying? You can't be dwelling with
But that
multiple
proves
wives, you know what I'm saying?
that woman is
Exactly, man.
And they were so spiritual, they might have more, right?
Yeah, but guess what? You have one wife, and that's it. Because you got to focus on the bishopship, you know what I'm saying? The truth, man. Not dealing with your wives. When you, I would say, and you got to be adapted to teach, you know what I'm saying? And then after, you know, you dealing with the truth, you go home, you deal with your wife, you know what I'm saying? That shit, bro, yeah.
Not given to wine, nor striker, nor greedy, filthy lucre, but patient, not a brawler, not covetous, one that ruleth well his own house.
That's right, you got to rule your house well. You can't be covetous, you can't be a brawler, you can't be out there doing that which is evil in the eyes of the Most High. You got to be right in the eyes of the Most High. You got that bishopship. You got the yeah.
Yeah.
Guess what? That shit probably deep. It's probably good, bro. You never know. I don't deal with a couple of skinny chicks before. They had some good wet box, bro. Anyway, slack here, bro.
It says, the one that ruleth.
Yo, brothers be wildin', man, sometimes, man. Yo.
One that ruleth well his own house.
You gotta rule over your house well, man. With spiritual guidance, man. You gotta make sure your wife is in order. You have children, your children in order, because your wife is gonna be in order, so she's gonna keep them in order. You see?
It says, one that ruleth his house well, having his children in subjection.
Having his
all
children in
gravity.
subjection under rule of all gravity, under rule of him. Under rule, his children under rule of the wife and the children under rule of him, man. Subjection.
You gotta rule your house. It says,
You gotta rule your household, man. Yeah, bro.
yeah, when you walk in, it's like that's like the fault, like that presence should be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They should know the respect. You're not supposed to be there to be liked. I mean, you like to be easier, but fuck it. If you have to compromise being not liked to make sure you strictly have your daughter in line, your son in line.
And I was in, I seen the
That
movie.
person left their window open.
I seen
It's
the
been
movie.
open the whole time.
I seen the movie with Denzel Washington. That's that lady. I seen the movie with Denzel Washington. He was like, yo, why you don't like me?
Oh, son asked him that, right?
Yeah,
It was based off a play, I think, too. A play.
And he was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
yo, I don't have to like you. You got a roof over your head, nigga. You got clothes on your back. He broke it down to him. I don't need to like you. It's my duty to take care of you.
Verse 5. For if a man know not how to rule his own house, how shall he take care of the church of the Most High?
He can't take care of the
nigga.
Yo, that dude, man, he said, I mean, he was like, yo, when you go into it, the Most High put the spirit on this woman, his wife, to expose him, and not only his wife, but some dude that was close to him, bringing out all the shit that she's feeding him, and he's putting it out on, on the internet, man, and exposing him. You ain't nothing but a fucking homosexual that like women to fuck you in your ass, man. You a fucking faggot, nigga. And you leveling your ass, man. You a fucking freak. You a creep, man.
So how you a chief priest doing all that shit? You can't rule your own house.
And then not only that,
How you supposed to be the camp leader of all these people, and you're not a leader?
And then not only that, you allowing your women to sleep with white men and bring forth the seed of the fucking devil, man.
Right. That's just the woman that gave him 3 kids or some shit like that.
Naya, the one that finger popped
Yeah,
him.
but Naya's his first wife, brother.
Yeah, the one that she's the one that went out there and got pregnant by a white nigga.
Right, but I'm saying that woman gave him his first 3 kids or something like that. He was young.
Yeah,
And see that, so if
this shit is crazy, bro.
that
You
type
sick,
of shit-
nigga.
If that type of shit is going on in your household, how you gonna look at that person as a leader? When we do videos, what we be saying, just like our apostles this, apostles do that. You gotta be an example. If you doing that shit, how you an example?
You a fucking faggot, bro. You sick, man. You need help, man. And the only remedy is for you to get put to death, man. You fucking sick, man. You sick, bro.
That's a remedy.
You letting women bend you over, bust up your back. You sick, bro. You sick, man. You need help, man. You need real professional help. And the only help you're gonna get is the help from the missiles, like the elder priest said. The only help you want to get is a missile.
He probably gonna bend over when the missile comes.
And then the woman asked him, "Now anybody else bending you over?" You read, everybody read the text, right? Those are receipts.
Yeah.
Them receipts make you a creep, nigga. Them receipts is authentic, man. That's why she saved them, man.
She's only doing for a little while, like a month or 2.
You still was getting your back busted out, bro.
None
bro.
of it was crazy.
She was bending you over. You was moaning like a fucking woman, man.
So literally, she wears the pants.
Nah, bro.
Dang.
She was dominating him, bro. She wears the strap, bro. It's not the pants. She wears the strap.
You her hoe. No. Where we going? I'm just stating facts, man. You are her hoe. Nobody, what?
You her hoe. You her bitch. Bro, you crazy, bro. You said you her hoe. Yo. And she said it. Is anybody bending you over? Like she was jealous.
She checked him like, look. Yo, where you been at?
She was like, is anybody
What you
bending you
doing?
over? Like she was jealous. You know what I'm
She
saying?
told
Like,
her, who you been?
yeah, bring out the scripture.
1 Corinthians 14:11.
Yo, goddamn. Yo, man, you wrong, bro.
Does not even nature itself teach you that is that if a man has long hair, it is a shame unto him?
Yeah, man.
That's one of them strikes.
That's why you ain't want to fucking Paul, bro.
Hey,
Paul's
bro.
not with that fact. Well, the scripture ain't with no fact and shit, but
But anyway, he was allowing her to grab him and peg him. That hair. He's pulling the hair and he's making noise like a woman, man. I can't imagine that. I don't want to imagine that. I don't want to visualize that. But guess what, nigga? You
Man, she took that nigga hair like this.
you know when you take a woman.
Here.
I don't know if you've done it before, but if you take a woman virginity or one of her first, something like that, she's telling you like, yo, you made it good for me. The nigga was writing like that to her.
Yeah, you
Like,
see that, right?
Yo, but you made it easy on me. And I'm like, whoa.
And he was like, yo, you right there.
And he
right?
like 6'5" or something like that?
Yeah,
Yo, we said, we came down to the camp, calling the apostle a motherfucker. I was looking at this nigga, man. I was like, yo, man, listen, man. If looks could kill, chill. We know the deal. I would have whipped that nigga ass, man. But Rob was like, yo, chill, man. Chill, let that shit go, man. The apostle, they let them handle that. I was just looking at him. He came up to the camp, man. I was like, yo, this dude, and then I looked at the word freak. Look at the word freak, look. A man with a beard and long hair, bro.
yeah.
That's weirdo, not freak.
A weirdo, yeah, weirdo. And this dude was a weirdo, bro. And a freak. And have to get pegged by women. If you letting women peg you, you ain't letting no man go up beside your back and bust you up.
And then you want your wife to get pregnant by you all types of sick in
And you, and then, yeah, bro, bring it up, bro. This nigga's sick,
Deuteronomy
bro.
23:17. There shall that nigga had a statement. He said, my mind is in a constant state of delirium.
And then his
said that
website
years
is
ago.
Adonis, Delirious,
Some shit like that.
it's on the thing. We could.
Well, first of all, he was spawned from a faggot, bro. His pops, homo, so yeah, the apple didn't fall too far from the tree, as they say.
So as far as a faggot,
That's what I heard.
I heard the same
genetic
thing, man.
thing.
I heard the same thing. So it's in your genetics, nigga. It's in your fucking. It's in your.
genetic code.
It's in your blood.
Deuteronomy 23:17. There shall be no whore of the daughters of Israel, nor a sodomite of the sons of Israel.
So you letting a woman pop you and bust up your back. So
I got definition.
I'm not. Listen, let me tell you something real quick before we bring the definition out. I won't be too surprised if we found out that some man bust your back up. But you letting a woman bust your back up. So why were you You let a woman put on the dildo and bust your back up. You let a woman finger pop you. So what's next? Damn, this shit is.
You know what's crazy about
your
that, bro?
secret.
You know what's crazy about that whole shit, bro? So that woman, when she first came out, she said it's all fantasy. None of it happened. He's right. I didn't fuck him. None of right. Then Alizar did a video shitting on her. Then she just said, "Fuck it."
Right.
She brought it out.
So she actually tried to not bring it out. That first time she tried not to bring it out. That one hour she didn't try to bring it out. Then when he
That's
came
pride.
out lying on her, she said, "Fuck it, drop it." Just drop all that shit.
The flu.
And she was like, and what she said, bring it up.
I was gonna say, like, you know how we all know about the Bohemian Grove, how Esau goes over there to perform all those sexual deviants. So when you look up the word Bohemian, right? the word Bohemian, it means is a person, often an artist or writer, who lives an unconventional life.
Read it again, Baba, because I like it, bro.
I was going into the word Bohemian, because you know how we go into the Bohemian Grove, how Esau likes to go there for his annual freak off, right?
It's coming up in July.
Even
Yeah.
Nixon said it was a bunch of. I ain't gonna say the F word too much, but he said he went there was a bunch of
He said, what did he say? He said that was the most,
gayest shit you ever been to.
he said that was the most effing shit he ever been to in his life.
It says a Bohemian is a person, often an artist or writer, who lives an unconventional life, rejecting conventional rules and standards. So, you know, he lives an unconventional life according to the scriptures, man. The law, statutes, and commandments. In the scriptures, it tells you it's supposed to be woman and man, right? Not women and women and man and man. So he's living unconventional
I got a piece.
according to the scriptures, man, right? So, because the scriptures are the way of life. We're supposed to live according to the scriptures in truth and sincerity to the best of our abilities, man. So this man, Alizar, he's a Bohemian, man. Right? He's completely against Yahweh Shem Yahushai.
I got a precept, and it's gonna it lines up. Even though it's pertaining to Esau, but Jake is involved with that too. You know, this is Job chapter 20, verse 4, and it reads, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked," you got Esau, he's the wicked, pursuant to Malachi, what's that, Malachi 1 and 4, or 4 and 1? He's the wicked, but you got wicked Israelites that's being like they fucking daddy, which is the Esau of the devil, man, which is the so-called white man. So it says, "Knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon earth, that the triumph of the wicked is short," which is Esau and Edom, but also 2/3 of you wicked ass niggas that join yourself unto Esau, and enjoy the hypocrite but for a moment. So now you're out there teaching and preaching Esau, the so-called white man, is going down, he's going to slavery. Meanwhile, you got a fetish that you want your Israelite women to have
Yo, man.
to have sex with an Edomite, and therefore she having sex with him.
Why he there?
Hold on, real quick.
No. She wants the Edomite man to dominate the black woman, and then wants a black woman to dominate him.
Yeah, but guess what? Each time a man and a woman get into a bed and have sex with each other, somebody's coming out of that motherfucking shit with feelings, man. And this so happened, she fell in love with the dude and got pregnant by the dude. So now you had this dude, he brought forth the seed, she brought forth the seed of the devil out of your consent. So you are guilty of that shit right there, adultery and having this woman bring forth the seed of the devil.
And that,
You a
and that
fucking
double
hypocrite,
C
man.
gonna be around your kids.
So hold on, real quick. It says, and that the triumph of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite is but for a moment, man. Though his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and here it is, you receive a big platform. You was on all these podcasts as you was doing your thing, man. You received the highest exaltation of being that gorilla Hebrew. You received the high exploitation of being that dude, man. Being on all these podcasts, making millions and making hundreds of thousands of dollars in a month.
He has a woman that still sleeps with her baby daddy. Well, like when she comes to town, she still stays with her baby daddy.
And that's adultery, bro.
That's like
That's adultery, bro.
gonna monetize
So
all
it says,
this shit.
it says,
But that nigga say he's gonna be a streamer now. So
it
he's
says,
gonna
though
buy-
his excellency mounts up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own done. That's going into Esau. But you fit that criteria because your excellency reached unto the clouds, and you was up there on different podcasts, you know, getting all kind of money, you know, saying that you don't believe in the, you know, teachings of Apostle Paul, wearing hats, corrupting the truth. Here it is, after you got exposed for saying that we're going to be here for another 1,000 years, and then the apostles got on you, you brought up that rape doctrine, and guess what, after that, you got exposed. The Lord got tired of your shit and exposed you for every fucking thing you have been doing since you've been a part of this thing about us, man. You ain't been a part of this thing about us, bro. You a fucking creep, man. You a widow, and you a sick dude, man. You need help. Yeah, bro.
Sirach chapter 1, verse 29, it says, be not an hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed what thou speakest.
Be not a hypocrite in the sight of men, and take good heed in what thou speakest. You speaking about how Esau is this, Esau is that, but meanwhile you got a fetish for Esau sleeping with the nigga woman, man.
Yo, bro, you got Edomites out here not even doing what you're doing, bro. And Esau is sick, fat,
And you
freak.
sick, bro.
But you got Edomites out here be like, whoa.
You sick, bro. You sick, bro.
You didn't, so like you just said that. I went to one of my clients last week. You know, she live in a old people home, and I seen two small hats talking. I got my headphones, and I'm listening to their conversation. The dude was like, yeah, man, I don't fuck with that shit. Two small hats speaking. He said, yeah, it's Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve. That shit is disgusting.
Bro, that's
you know what I'm saying?
Bro,
Yeah.
what we talking about right now is just out there. We talking about you getting your butthole played with paying, taking your wife on Tinder, creating accounts for her to get fucked, and that turns you on. That's some weird shit, even for Esau, man.
You a widow, bro.
Like, whoa.
What's it called? What's it called when men watch their women have sex?
Cuck.
Cuck, right?
He's a fucking cuck, bro.
It says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 29. It says, be not a hypocrite in the sight of men.
Not a hypocrite in the sight of men. Don't say one thing.
It says, and take good heed what thou speakest.
Take good heed what you speak, man. You can't be out here condemning things and doing it at the same time. And then making false accusations and disrespecting the order of things, especially like the leaders of Israel, yo. You gotta check yourself, man. Stay in a child's place. You know what I mean? Stay in a child's place, because if you don't, the Lord gonna check you, and look what he did. Look what he did, man. You know, and he been disrespectful for years, man. On the common board and everything, man. Saying, yo. I remember one time years ago, it was something shit he did, and I mentioned it. He said he made a statement on video. He was like, yeah, at the time the apostles or bishops, whatever he said, I think it was the elders. He's like, yo, they don't even respect y'all, this and that. Y'all low level, whatever. I'm like, yo, I'm not looking for like a approval of anything. I'm just doing my job.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, yo, I'm just doing my job. I don't know where that came from. You know what I mean? I was kind of lost with that. Like, yo, I'm in here to do the job and all of that, man. I don't care about somebody approving me or something, as long as I'm not doing that wrong. I was kind of. I didn't grow up like that. I didn't get it. I still don't get it. I'm lost like you, brother.
It says, verse 30 is the last verse. It says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall.
Exalt not yourself. You a high priest of this apostle Paul, chief priest. Get it right, chief priest. You was higher than Paul and this and that. Who told you that? Yahushua? Who are you? Who the fuck are you?
Says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring
Yeah,
dishonor.
that causes you being proud or whatever. Look how your reign on the top was short like leprechauns.
Yep.
You got brought down quicker than lightning.
One day, you see how that was?
Uh-huh.
One day everything was cool. Next day is like you crying on the
Just
net.
before it happened, the Most High put this thing on no jumper. So like the Lord kind of like, yo, let's open it up. Let's let more people know who this nigga is.
Right. No, that's a fact.
Now this shit is viral.
Yep.
Well, did you read the 48 laws of power since you was on a power hungry? Never outshine the master and guard your reputation. Which laws are those? I forgot. Guard your reputation. Never outshine the master. You violated those laws.
It
You
says,
violated those laws, man. You broke the rules.
it says, exalt not thyself, lest thou fall, and bring dishonor upon thy soul.
You did bring dishonor upon your soul, your kids, even your private household, man. How your children supposed to respect you? You know what I mean? How your children supposed to respect you? Look what you did to your men, man. Look what you did to your men. So you know what you do? And I ain't talking about the sword that your woman was using. Fall on your sword, man. Take yourself out, man.
It says, and so the Most High.
Die. Yo, remember Maximus, give me a soldier's death for you. Fall on your sword, man.
Just like Saul, right?
What was that? What was that picture, man? Somebody got dishonest. His son betrayed him. Was it What's that shit with them? It'll come to me,
Yo,
but
this nigga got no cloak. Let's say you did some shit, you got some secret to yourself
Got
you're
it.
gonna take to your grave, right? It's one thing that happened before the truth.
Right.
You ain't know, nigga, you did that deep into the truth. So it's like,
As a
there's no
leader.
out, bro. There's no out.
Right.
There's no out. There's no like, yo, I was sick in the work. There's no out, nigga.
It says, and so the Most High discovered thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
everything was exposed what you was doing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Put it out there, man.
Man, the Lord, bro, that's like the man, the Most High, bro.
Cause you was putting yourself on a high level, spiritual level. You know what I mean? You was breaking down. You was messing up breakdowns. You was butchering breakdowns. I remember you butchered 2nd Ezra's 11 and 13 chapter. No, 12 and the 11th and 12th chapter. 2nd Ezra's with the 12 feathers or whatever. You butchered that. You fucked up everything on that, man.
Yep. It says, and so the Most High discovered thy secrets and cast thee down in the midst of the congregation.
That's what happened. And now the unicorn put everything, and it's viral, circling around on cyberspace.
It says, because thou camest not in truth to the fear of the Lord.
You didn't come in truth in the fear of the Lord, because if you was in the fear of the Lord, you would have known the rank and order of things.
Right.
You wasn't in no fear. You was in pride, man. You was in pride. You was in pride. You was emotional, and you was acting like a woman.
Who told
Man.
you?
You said nigga name again?
Chief Priest Pegasus. Go ahead, bro.
It says, but thy heart.
Freak.
Yep. It says, but thy heart is full of deceit.
Your heart is full of deceit, man. Your mind, yo. Your
Pegasus.
mind is, and you conflicted. You are in a deliverer, man. You conflicted with your demons. They living in your mind free, rent free. Your demons are occupying
And you let
all
them.
that real estate in your mind.
And you let a woman bring you down, man. Throughout history, man, they tell you in the scriptures about Zerubbabel. Men are wicked, women are wicked, the king is wicked, but above all, the truth beareth the victory. You is a prime example of being a wicked ass nigga and letting a wicked ass woman bring you down. Now, she's wicked because she engaged in everything that you wanted her to do. Even if she didn't engage into it, but she knew and she stood around you. Something is off. Even the men that's around him being reservoir dogs exposing him. They knew what he was doing, but they stood around him, maybe because they was getting a tight split up between each other. You know what I mean? It was a money thing. I don't know. I don't know. I don't care. But all thing I know is this right here. You need some kind of help. And the only help you should receive is deleting yourself. You should go and hang yourself. You can't go back on the highways and the byways and teach no more. Because anybody that's taking heed to what you're saying, they bugged out like you bugged out. You a hypocrite, bro. You been exposed, man. You allow women, so-called Negro women, to lay down with the devil and bring forth seeds from the devil, man. There's nothing you can do or say that can bring back anything, man. You need fucking death, bro. Hey, man, this shit getting me mad, man. I ain't even want to talk about this nigga no more, man.
Yo, one thing I've
Long-haired
seen,
freak.
bro, since I've been in this street thing, I've seen many individuals coming up against the apostles of God.
And they all
Turned
fell,
out
man.
right.
And then all the shit they talk always just flips back on their own head.
Backfires on them.
Now, this is the book of James chapter 4, verse 6.
Huh.
But he giveth
Beautiful,
more
bro.
grace, wherefore he saith, the Most High resisteth the proud, but giveth grace unto the humble.
The Most High resisted the proud, and you had a proud spirit on you. You still got a proud spirit on you. And he give his grace unto the humble, man. Who's the humble? Starting with the apostles on down, man. All we do is do our videos. Now, I couldn't do a video for a week because they flagged my video for getting on your ass, man. They flagged my video and gave me a strike for a week. I couldn't even put videos for a week for
Got
getting on your
demons in
freak
high
ass, man.
places.
So they was protecting your ass, man. So
They was protecting his ass.
Bro, check it out, bro. I put up 2 videos in one day, right? The video, I'm like, yo, what the video
Full
that?
meeting.
I said, what the fuck? I said, the second video, I'm like, when the video come up going against all the time, what happened? I looked at my Gmail account. They flagged my video because of inappropriate, speech, whatever they said. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I had to deal with that shit for a week. But now I got my channel back. I'm not going to go on you hard no more because it doesn't make no sense, man. Because you've been exposed, man.
Yeah.
I just brought out certain things that I kept on saying the F word. Maybe that's why they, that's why they flagged my channel. I kept on calling them the S word and the F word. We all know what that means.
Listen,
you know what I'm
do not grip up on the boss, man. Alright? And you learned your lesson.
Yeah. Verse 7. Submit yourselves therefore to the Most High, resist the devil, and he will flee from you.
You never submitted yourself to the Most High because you didn't believe in Apostle Paul's teachings, so you didn't believe in the whole scriptures. You know what I'm saying? You didn't believe in 100% truth. And then you had your own way of teaching the truth. And not only that, on the Passover, you in a strip club. Let's make that shit right there. Let's make that shit known again. On the Passover, instead of being a solemn assembly, you in a strip club with a bunch of half-naked ass women, man. Make that make sense.
You're supposed to be in a fear of getting out of Egypt, and you know what happens during the Passover.
That's a solemn
You
assembly.
know what I mean? Like, yo, it was death happening during that time, man.
But you celebrating with a bunch of half-naked ass nigga women with fishy stink ass pussy.
Pour it up.
Hey man, the Most High got a special kind of death for you. That's why the Most High exposing you, man. You being exposed, and that woman you was texting her, she was screenshotting every text you sent her. She said to herself, I'm gonna save all these text messages because if I need to, I'm gonna use this leverage over this nigga. I'm gonna expose him. And women are vindictive like that. They will hold on to a text message for 10 years. And then when the opportunity presents itself, they will release all that dirt that they have on you and
Well, this is
expose
worse
you
than death.
and
Just let 'em
destroy
live
you,
with
bro.
that. Just let 'em
That's what I told
live
the
like
brother
this.
Mike Otto around the corner. This right here is happening to all the time. They doing the same. They're talking about him. This is worse than death. You've been exposed as being a goddamn sodomite and a hypocrite, man. You like women to bust your back up. You letting the woman bust your back up. You ain't letting the man bust your back up. Come on, bro. This shit is sick, bro. You a sick dude. You need help, bro. You sick, man.
The help is on its way. The missiles is on its way. Don't worry, help is going to be here soon.
You need help, but you sick, bro. You sick.
All right, Proverbs 18 and 12. Before destruction, the heart of man is haughty, and before honor is humility.
Hey, before
Hey, brother, what is this, brother?
Yeah, read that again, I'm sorry.
Proverbs 18 and 12, it says, before destruction, the heart of man is haughty.
For that pride and not being uplifted in your so-called might before the destruction happens. Pride coming before destruction. And so the Lord destroy you spiritually, morally right now. And now, right now, the spirit, you already destroyed. You already destroyed already, man. You know what I mean?
It's like the body didn't recognize it yet.
Right. And it says, and before honor is humility.
For honor is humility, man. So yo, you gotta be like a newborn, man, and be built up. And you just exalted yourself to something you wasn't, man. You can't promote yourself, man. The promotion comes from up high. You don't set yourself, man. So this is what happened. Now look, everybody that's come against the order of things, they've been destroyed, man. You should have looked at what happened to Polite, man, and like, yo, you know what I mean? You should have understood that, man. Us brothers tell you, I'm just making a point. Us brothers have been mentioning things of happening to friends and family that made fun of this thing and shit, and they lost their life. You wasn't listening. You got it.
This is Luke 14:11. It says, for whosoever shall exalt himself shall be abased.
Yep. Shall be made low. All right.
And he that humbleth himself shall be exalted.
And he that humbles himself will be exalted, man. You know, because people that get that power that you want, they don't really want that seat, and the Lord give it to them.
Right.
If you know what I mean, like yo,
Yeah,
because with that, it comes with a lot, man. You got to deal with the problems of everyone. Yeah, man, and you got to deal with the problems of everyone. You really want that seat, man?
Not at all.
Because you got to deal with all those functions, man, and then the demons too. You got to be able to fight those demons that come, because they're stronger demons.
And because the higher you get in this truth, you're right. The higher you get in this truth, the more demons attack you.
Yeah, man.
The more responsibility you have.
They gonna attack you and they try to hold you down. They even start revealing themselves trying to get at you. And then all these people, you know, they jump on them. Listen, man, you got the scriptures. Yeah?
This is Ecclesiastes 7 verse 1. It says, a good name is better than precious ointment.
A good name is better than your precious ointments, rubies, gold, or riches. Your name is worth a lot. Other than Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, your name is a lot, man. Your name is it's like you stamped. You gotta guard your reputation with your name is reputation, man.
But to add to that also goes to show you the importance of Yahweh and Yahushai's name.
Yeah,
you know,
because their name, our thing is we promote those names. We ain't nothing. We are nothing. The names that's promote. I mean, we respect the order thing in Israel, but I'm just saying.
Of course.
When we saying that, we not boasting ourselves of anything, man.
It says, and the day of death than the day of one's birth.
And the day of death is better than your birth, man. Because your birth, man, you in these chains of darkness in this realm, man. You stuck in this realm. You're not perfect. We perfect through the law and faith and the grace that the Lord gave upon us, because He going to, Lord willing, we the elect. But if you get what I'm saying, we need the fleshly heart. That's what I'm trying to say.
I got one more, because you know the Lord likes to be repetitive in His words. Proverbs 22 verse 1. A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches.
Yeah, it's better than riches, man. Your name, there's a lot of rich people that's pieces of shit. There's a lot of people that so-called get into the bag and they fucking sodomites, homosexuals, cucks, and they call it cuckies and shit. You know what I mean? Yo, you know, so like basically, yo, man, your name is worth more than anything. Your name, you don't have to have nothing but pocket in your pocket, but your name is what's valuable.
It says, and love and favor rather than silver and gold.
And love and favor, you loved amongst a brotherhood, the men that count. You get what I'm saying? And it don't gotta be in abundance, man. The Lord is dealing with small numbers, man. Few
That was
loyal
it.
friends is better than thousands of friends. Few loyal, honorable friends is better than thousands of friends. Few loyal, honorable friends are better than thousands. You know what I mean? You know?
This one, I'm glad where I live at, man. I don't gotta deal with this shit, hear this shit.
People think you need a whole bunch of friends, man. You don't need a whole bunch of friends.
Nope.
You just need a few, the elect and a few on the outside. A few, you can have a couple. You don't need a lot. You know what I mean? Well, everybody want to be in the in crowd. You got it. Popular.
This is 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 5. It says, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder.
Submit yourself under the elder. That's honorable because that man has been through more battles than you. He's seen a lot of things, and he has experience and wisdom, and you learn a lot. You'll learn a lot. You'll learn a lot, and it's order and it's discipline. You disrespectful if you disrespecting an elder. I learned that in the world, man. I remember my mom used to say, she used to be like, yo, man, respect that person, might save your life one day. You know what I mean? She used to always, you know what I mean? She used to always tell me that, man. You know what I mean? Respect, yo. And you was disrespectful nigga, and that's why you going through what you going through, because you a fucking disrespectful ass nigga.
That's right.
You know what I
Better
mean?
believe it.
Yep. It says, yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility.
Yeah, well, humility, man. You don't have any humility. You proud, man. You think you something more than what you are, man. You know what I mean? You think you now all of them people that gave him praise, they still with him?
I don't know. Probably.
Some of them.
The numbers are
Alright.
probably dwindling.
All right. Well, the Night King had all his dead people until he got that spear put in him. You know?
It says, for the Most High resisted the proud, and giveth grace to the humble.
Most High resists the proud. Most High don't like proud. How could earth and ashes be proud? You nothing but a grasshopper to the powers, man. You nothing.
The Lord took great offense when they be talking shit about the Apostle Paul. And I hate that nigga, the black nigga with the braids that's bringing out the info.
Yeah.
That nigga was selling prayers. He's a fucking faggot too, bro. He was like, yo, y'all gotta understand. Precepts are commandments. Apostle Paul is not writing commandments. He's not. Those Apostle Paul, the writings of Paul aren't precepts.
But he became a reservoir door too.
But the Apostle Paul said what? And he that is spiritual will understand the things that I write unto you are commandments.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So the Most High was looking like, yo, I sent Yahweh Shah to deal with this man, and you just like fucking undermining him. So you pissing off the Lord, and the Lord, you know?
You overplay your position, and you don't go over your rank. You don't go over the rank. You don't go over. How can you go over? How can you step over the rank? The Lord don't respect that shit.
But guess what? The Lord used him and that woman to expose what Al-Azhar is doing, but what are you doing behind closed doors, nigga? So you may be exposed too. You know?
That guy was selling prayers, bro, so fuck him.
Selling prayers and, you know, yeah.
Selling
Right.
Hebrew name. That's that nigga.
And then you notice on the video, and you know on the video, right? He kept on promoting his hat
I
by.
got my Paul's hat on.
He kept on putting his hat down, showing the name of the hat. I was like, this dude's name, what he's doing is exposing Al-Azhar, but he was trying to promote his fucking product. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you
on live at the same time, man.
You promoting,
Bro, yo, Al-Azhar said something that's kind of true though. Al-Azhar's like, nigga, if you don't mention my name, you don't get views. It's true. Like, niggas only watching this guy because of controversy.
Entertainment.
That's it.
So he's being exposed though. So Al-Azhar, he can say what he wants, but he's being exposed.
No, I'm talking, yeah, fuck him, but I'm talking about that guy that with the Paul's hat.
Yeah, I know.
Only reason niggas is watching is because of the controversy. That's it.
He had like almost 5,000 views in 2 days.
He was saying that, he was like, you see y'all Israel, you see y'all, I did this video, I only got some 100 views. This one gets 30K views. Of course, nigga, because nobody give a fuck about it.
about what you're saying.
Like-
They give a fuck about the controversy that you spilling out of your fucking power.
How these niggas always using Israel to get to the so-called bag. Yo, you don't got no ingenuity. Ingenuity, that's a good word. Well, you can make money outside of the truth.
Right.
Make time. I know a lot. I gotta get my shit together. I know a lot about trading, and I'm not using the information I got. That's my fault. No excuses. But there's a lot of legal ways outside of this. There's a lot of legal ways to get money, and not using the truth to do it.
In a golden city, yo.
And not using truth to do it. These niggas don't got no ingenuity, man.
It says, it says, humble yourselves, therefore, under the mighty hand of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, that he may exalt you in due time.
The Lord is supposed to coronate you and put you and promote you and put you in your position.
Right.
You can't do it. The scriptures say, the Lord is one it's the Lord is who put you in your seat.
Most out for most one and bring down another. Roughly paraphrasing that scripture. Which is Psalm up to 76 or the 77 or the 78th chapter. You know?
You know what I mean?
So hey man, you know.
These niggas they're not creative, and they don't know any other means to get to the money they're trying to get, instead of using this truth to do it.
It's crazy, bro.
Tell me, you say anything about us being calling us bummites or whatever, when you using the truth to get to the money.
I'd rather be a
you got no skill set.
I'd rather be a bum with a good name than a man with money and to tarnish your name.
I got a precept real quick.
We're gonna make this the last precept because
Because we mentioned how the other brother was going into Paul's teachings, right? This is Ecclesiasticus 2, verse 10. It says, "Look at the generations of old and see, did ever any trust in the Lord Yahweh and was confounded?"
Yeah, none of the prophets are old that prophesied and did the Lord's work were confounded.
"Or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken?
Did anyone live in the fear of the Lord and was forsaken? No.
Or whom did he ever despise that called upon him?"
The Lord didn't never despise anyone I call upon him that was doing this work in truth and sincerity, all right?
that's right. That's right.
Okay?
So
So, with that, all praises to
Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem Kakwadash.
Double honors to our apostles, honors to our bishops, our elders, and the Akin that's pushing this truth out of sincerity week in and week out the right way, according to the scriptures. Shalom.
Shalom.